Hello all, and welcome to another What's in the Vault. Now, before we start getting back into my DVDs slash Blu-rays, I'm gonna show you another kinda media I collect that I will be showing off in bit by bit on this channel, and that is the good old CD, also known as a compact disc. Yeah, I love listening to music, and I typically do not stick to one genre. A lot of the stuff I bought just kinda out of nostalgia from what I used to listen to. I have a good different kind of mix of music right here. It's not just all one thing. But yeah, let's dig right into this. Gorillas, gorillas, gorillas. Now, do I have any real interesting story about this particular CD? Not really. I suppose, well, obviously one of the reasons I listened to this back in the day is because, well, it's just what was played on the radio, and it just so happens to be one of the CDs I picked up. I don't think it was directly when it first came out, because I remember a friend that had this CD before I even had it. It's a kind of a good mix between I don't know what you would call it, because it kind of mixes a little bit of rap in with some soft rock elements. Some of the hits they had, you might know them by name, you might not, I don't know. But some of the hits would be Clint Eastwood, actually I think that is their big standout hit on this. They did have another, well, music video that was made for another song on here. I don't remember if it was a hit or not, but it's called 19-2000. I would kind of show the song list on here, but it's kind of hard to see with my computer screen reflecting. Oh, there we go. Obviously, I don't care if you see my face or not. As far as what I have pulled up on my computer screen, nothing all that important. just have the YouTube homepage randomly opened up. I wanted to show off CDs today because I think their cases make a different, unique sound compared to DVD cases. And it's something I kind of want to mix in between the two, well, not two, but between the mix of videos I'm going to be releasing over time. They even have this kind of rigid edge. You'll have to let me know what actual sounds sound nice to you. I don't know if that rigid edge comes across as more like nails on a chalkboard, or if it comes more as like little tingly sounds. But yeah, that is Gorillas. I might be able to get creative and do a little I would not be surprised if I have every disc faced right up, because I don't know, I wouldn't call it an OCD habit, but I do think it's a little bit mildly annoying if a disc is not facing straight up, even though sometimes it does come loose. Nothing you can do about it. Moving on to disc 2. This is gonna be more kind of a greatest hits CD. I do have a few of them in my collection. Mainly if they're artist that I'm not into getting their entire discography collection. But in some cases, it kind of introduced me to more songs, and then I end up getting more of their albums anyway. This particular greatest hits right here is a oldie but goodie. We got the Steve Miller's Band. Greatest hits 1974 to 78. It's a little bit hard to read. Some of the hits that is on here, well, probably everything was a hit or some kind of success, but I'll go ahead and read them off for you guys. Number 1, we have Swingtown. Number 2, Jungle Love. Number 3, Take the Money and Run. Then we have number 4, Rockin' Me. Number 8, The Joker. Number 9, Fly Like an Eagle. Number 11, Jet Airliner. I like this band. A good classic rock group. Also, bonus points. My favorite color is blue, and this is a very, very blue CD. Just kidding. That was not my first instinct of buying this CD. I do take a little bit more time into deciding what I decide to buy. That is really hard. The reflection is strong with this one. Actually, the reflection's probably going to be strong with all these CDs, just with the reflection of the jewel case. Oh, see if there we go. This one's just, a lot of the discs from this era were kind of, there wasn't a whole lot of art on the disc itself. Give you a little kind of jingle with the looseness of the clamshell part. The Steve Miller's Band. And from one greatest hits CD to another. Again, I kind of grabbed these at random. Well, not complete random, but because I wanted a good variety in this stack. But I did quickly kind of look through and just grabbed whatever was kind of different from one to the other. This is the band Bare Naked Ladies album Disc 1, 1991 to 2001. What does that say? All their greatest hits. So yes, in this case this is going to be another one where kind of full of their hits from all their albums. See if I can read these all right, because they got it kind of printed on here really weird. 1. The Old Apartment. 2. Falling for the First Time. 3. Brian Wilson. 4. 1 Week. 5. Be My Yoko Ono. 6. Alternative Girlfriend. 7. . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . That, it's only me, the Wizard of Magic Land? Okay, I don't know what that one is. 8 if I had $1,000,000. What's number 11? It's all been done. Now, that song, I did not know what it was from the name alone. So that's also why I like to get these kind of CDs. Songs that I know I've listened to over and over, but never really knew the name of or who sung them. That is what came through me when I listened to It's All Been Done. I didn't know they sung this, and it had been forever since I heard that song, and I'm like, wow. So they're the ones that sung this. So it was really kind of amazing to come across a song that I never really thought I would really come across again. But I'll try to show you, but here we go. Just kind of try to block the reflection with my hand. Let's see, they have it really in kind of this weird font for each song. Artistically, it's interesting. Probably not the best way to do it. And here we go with the disc. Here we go. Sum 41. All killer, no filler. I don't know if this was their first album, but I got this album because this is one that I knew most of their songs from. Some of them being Fat Lip, In Too Deep, and I've also listened to back like when MTV played music videos. They had a song called Motivation as well that they had a music video for. Kind of a good, catchy punk band. Punk rock, if you will. Well, I try to move through these a little bit faster. I noticed I've been taking my time and I didn't realize where all the time went. We have Britney Spears' Baby One More Time album. So, I apologize for the driving outside. Anyways, Britney Spears, Baby One More Time. So this was probably one of the, I don't want to say it was the first, but no. It was definitely one of the first in this genre that I got a CD for as a kid. So, realistically, I'm not gonna, well, I might actually not know all these by name, but from a kid as listening to this CD over and over, I probably know almost all the songs on it. She actually had a lot of hits on from here. You have Baby One More Time, You Drive Me Crazy, Sometimes, Born to Make You Happy, I think that's all of her hits from this album. I also think the CD itself, now I could be remembering wrong, but I swear there were 2 variations of the CD. The one I have here, well, if I can get it open, there we go. It's obviously kind of a pink color. Wasn't there a variation that was light blue? It might just be one of them things that I'm remembering wrong. Or like a Mandela effect, kinda, if you will. That I could be just remembering it wrong. Because that is a very, very good possibility. AFI, Sing the Sorrow. Now we are into the emo punk rock stage of my life. AFI, which also stands for A Fire Inside. Say hello to Collette. I guess she wanted to be in the video. Anyways, I'm just gonna point out like 1 or 2 songs off of this because I don't know if the rest are necessarily hits or not. We have I honestly don't know which were the hits off this because I just listened to the whole thing because I was introduced to the CD from a friend. And I just kind of know it from that. I don't know the songs from listening to the radio. Let me see if I can point out some of the songs I like, I guess, though. The Leaving Song Part 2. Silver and Cold. Honestly, I kind of like the Leaving song too, which oddly part 2 is earlier on the album, and they got just the Leaving song like next to the end of the album. I don't know if I can get a good picture. It might just... No, you can see the little kind of indentation on the CD. But yeah, it's very kind of hard to see unless you have the light focused on it. And that is AFI Sing the Sorrow. Now we got more of kind of a R&B girl group. We have TLC, Crazy, Sexy, and Cool. So this CD I did not have when I was younger, but a friend I grew up with, I know she had the CD. That is where my memory stems from it. I think I can probably point out the hits of this one now, because that's really all I know from them. I have listened to some of the CD, but not enough to like memorize the songs that I don't know from the radio. We have Creep, Waterfalls, and to my knowledge, I think them were the only two. Well, I'm not gonna say them were the only two hits, but them are the only two that I really heard on the radio, I guess you could say. They were, I don't know, they had a unique style and definitely one that I enjoyed listening to when it came to the R&B scene. I was glad to see this when I picked it up. A lot of my CDs I picked up from half-price books. Oh, and one of the best kinda, I would say, artistic choices for a CD cover, or CD itself art. I really like this. Got Sexy, Crazy, and Cool. Also, TLC. It's like That's the first letter to each girl's nickname in the group. Can I remember their names? Probably not without looking in the book. I know L and C stands for left eye and chili. I'm drawing a blank with what the T stands for. But yeah, obviously I probably don't need to really recommend this. If you are an R&B fan, you probably already know who they are. Alright, another kind of 80s rock. Nazareth, Hair of the Dog. So, talk about buying an album just for one song. So when I bought this album, I was recently aware of, I recently found out who sung Hair of the Dog and what that song was. Because before I didn't know the name or artist to that song. And then, to my surprise, this album had another song I've heard before. An actual really popular song that I didn't know was sung by this band, which is called Love Hurts. I did not know Nazareth was the ones that sung that. So that was something that was to my surprise. This was actually a really kind of a shorter CD. Only had 8 songs on it. Though, in all fairness, the last song is like 9 minutes and 50 seconds. I think this was actually in the 1975. Like I said, a lot of them CDs from around that area, they didn't really do a whole lot of artwork on the CDs. It was just kind of printed on there. Alright. Knocking the pile down. Now we jump back to the more kind of pop theme, I guess you would call it, but it's by an international singer, Shakira, Laundry Service. So what I mean by international singer is Shakira, I don't want to get it wrong on the language she sings, so I'm not going to try to really act like I know, but half of the songs on the CD are in a different language. But that's okay because the CD itself, it gives kind of a energy. And even though you don't understand the words, you can still kind of get into the music. Some of her hits off of this album: Objection, Tango, Underneath Your Clothes, Whenever, Wherever. Them are the three big ones that I know of that I heard on the radio or seen the music video too. I really enjoy listening to the CD though. It's one of the ones that I tend to come back to more often than some of the other ones. It's just more easy to just put in, play, and get into kind of. I've kind of debated about maybe picking up a better copy of this. This one plays fine, but I know it's definitely one of the ones that I own that is really kind of scratched up. Probably the worst one I own as far as scratches go, but it still plays perfectly fine. So maybe I'm just overthinking it. And the final one for this video, but very, very far from the least, that I can assure you, we have Power Man 5000, Tonight the Stars Revolt. Definitely one of my one of the more CDs that I definitely come back to a lot of the time. There's a really, really strong energy in on this album that really kind of gets you pumped up and such. It's kind of more of a electric rock industrial kind of music, but it's definitely do I say this is their best album? I like listening to them in general. Yeah, I think this is, if I was to introduce someone to this band, I would probably point out this album to listen to first, then their later or older stuff before this album. Their older stuff before this album I don't even really know a lot. Their big hits from this album is Supernova Goes Pop, When Worlds Collide, that's probably their biggest hit. Nobody's Real, Tonight the Stars Revolt. They even have done their own cover of, well, Good Times Roll. Kind of a very if I had to describe this band's music, they're very, when you listen to it, the music kind of comes in and leaves just as quickly as it comes. It's kind of a short but sweet kind of feeling. No song overstays its welcome. I also like how basically this whole CD album kind of looks like an old school like band flyer kind of thing of them kind of advertising their show or something. And with that, this is the end of this episode of What's in the Vault. Have a great, relaxing day, night, sleep, whatever it is you're doing.